His efforts were well documented in the National Afro-American, the Pittsburgh Courier, and the Chicago Defender. Knoxville newspapers did not mention the event. So Knoxville was a great and different place to hold our second regional meeting in the hometown of the only man who was a distinguished service chapter member in the region. It would be 16 years before another brother of the region would be so honored in 1952. At the 1941 conclave, Brother Roberts was elected vice president of the Central Region. Since public facilities in 1939 were segregated, most of the meetings in this city were held at the Wheeler Mortuary, owned by frat brothers Archelaus R. Wheeler and John Bunyan Wheeler. The public Bigger and Better Business program that lasted all week culminated at East Vine Avenue Methodist Church. At the time, Knoxville College frowned on secret societies and did not admit such activities on their campus until 1946, the year Mike joined the frat.
Wow. I actually bit the hook on that one. I'm like, raise an eyebrow.
After hosting its regional meeting in 1939, Phi Sigma was hosted again in 1959, 1968, 1973, 1981, 1988, 1998, and 2010. And I learned today that we're hosting it again next year. That's 16 here. It had been 20 years before the first two. For the 1968 meeting, desegregation allowed us to entertain the brothers at the Farragut Hotel, which is now being renovated again to be a hotel. At the 1954 conclave in Norfolk, Virginia, the Central Region was dissolved and chapters were assigned to other regions. Phi Sigma then became a part of the Southeastern region. The Crescent magazine in the spring of 1953, that 53 issue gave biographical sketches of Brother Varnell Ford, music teacher at Austin High School, Archelaus Wheeler, treasurer of Mount Zion Baptist Church, Dr. Amos C. McKnight, pharmacist at Carter Roberts Drug Store, Theodore E. Gross, coach at Beardsley Junior High, Dr. James Graves, pharmacist at College Drugs, and other prominent brothers of the chapter. When I joined Phi Sigma in 1964, where is it?
Wow.
Most of those old members were still active and continued to dedicate themselves to the work of the fraternity. Indeed, here in Knoxville, Sigma was the fraternity of choice before that slogan was coined somewhere along the way, Brother Hammond. Every program was successful because each member took his duties seriously. Every dance was a magnet that attracted the elite of the community. Sigma dances were the best, and everybody scrambled to get tickets. People came, whether it was casual, when we dressed in bibbed overalls, or if it were formal and we wore tuxedos. One of the greatest assets was to have 3 policemen in the chapter. For some reason, Officers Zimmerman Walker, Robert Bridges, and Ike Rogers could sell more tickets to events than any other 5 members combined. Most of our public programs were highly successful. For our Bigger and Better Business program of 1986, we honored Brother Beal Bourne and the Jernigan & Son Mortuary on its 100th anniversary. We made a ton of money selling ads in the souvenir booklet. For our educational program in 1998, we sponsored an an essay writing contest for all the middle school kids in Knox County, in which 1,183 students participated writing essays. The top 3 prizes totaled $1,000. So we were generous with what we did. Then came the time we established a fraternity house. We rented a house on Brandau Avenue just above Knoxville College. The chapter used it for meetings and social events, while the brothers of Beta Eta resided there. Perhaps our supervision was not as strong as it should be, so the frat house became a cat house and was discontinued.
Wow.
I'll let that soak in.
They got pictures of you, Mike.
A true milestone for our chapter was when Brother Jimmy Hammett became the Southeastern Regional Director. He rejuvenated our pride and encouraged us to be more involved in chapter activities. Among other things, he authorized the research and publication of our region's history. No one had made any effort to do so in the 80-year history of our region. And it was published in 2000 while he was regional director. He became national treasurer and cleaned up the finances of the fraternity and held people accountable for all expenditures. In short, he took the organization from the brink of bankruptcy to financial viability. Brothers locally and nationally acclaimed his Herculean achievement by electing him the 33rd International President. And there is no greater honor than to have the International President member of your chapter. He is only the 10th person since 1922 to represent Knoxville in an organization as National President. Not many organizations in this city can celebrate an 84th anniversary of continuous service and tradition. We know whence we came and our mission for the future. We understand the challenges of our society and will do our part to meet them. With the integrity, focus, dedication, and willingness of our members, our cause will continue to speed, and our culture for service and service to humanity will magnify. Happy 84th anniversary, my brothers.